Paul, Frances, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It was spectacular.
Thank you.
Everything, the Shiz University uniforms, the makeup, the green of Elphaba. Talk to me about the journey and how you balanced seeing the Broadway production as inspiration, but then putting your own creative spin on the costumes to start.
I think that all of it. When you think about the Wizard of Oz and how it's influenced our visual culture or the entertainment culture, I think that Wicked comes with a huge fan base, and I think that it was important to be able to incorporate all of that, hopefully in a subtle way, in creating our original look for this production of Wicked. I went back and studied and researched the original Wizard of Oz book by Baum and the 1930s film, to hopefully embrace some of those icons and weave them through some of the ideas that I had for Wicked. But this is led by John Chu's idea to create an original point of view on how we want to tell the story, and I think that it was that is what's tricky, is to honor the Wicked fan base that exists and what their expectation is, because everybody that comes to see Wicked either has some relationship with the Wizard of Oz, or they've gotten a relationship with the original Broadway show, and so hopefully they're still invited into the world that we've created, and they feel at home and can experience the story in a new way.
Oh, I have no doubt. I think what I wanted to also ask, because Ariana and Cynthia obviously sung live, how was that? Was that something that they had a lot of hands-on with creating the costumes to help them sing to their fullest extent, so their diaphragm could be extended? Was that something that you spoke to them about?
I'm always, very aware of and, want to make sure that the function of the costume matches what the look is going to be. Because I need for any performer, both Cynthia and Ariana, to feel comfortable in the look that we're creating, that I've created for them, but also how it feels on their body, and can they do everything that they need to do. Some of it might be, can I take a breath and and perform the way that I need to perform. Also, when they are dancing, that the costume moves in a very specific way that underscores what they're doing. And
I have to say, those 12 skirts in Oz, when they do the 12, oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Incredible. I just watched them. Now, Frances, I want to obviously talk about the Elphaba green. Mm-hmm. How was finding that perfect green for screen? Because we know that the Broadway production has that own colour with the MAC. How did you go finding that colour?
My start of my process was to find the perfect colour for Cynthia.
Yes.
Of course, whereas that's not been the thing needed for the stage production. Also to find something that worked in every different light, because of course the stage is a set piece and you get your lights, whereas we would go from an interior to an exterior to complete darkness. So we didn't want to lose Cynthia within all that. But so that was how my process started, how to find the reflective quality that was needed.
And I have to say, because she cries a lot through it,
She does.
it's perfection. You don't see anything move. No. So that's exceptional. That's an Oscar in itself.
Yeah. Well, she also looks like it's real skin, and I think that's a wonderful achievement, because if you paint something on the surface and you don't work on top of that as well and have the right base in it, you can never get away from the fact that it's so fake, but it just works brilliantly. We did, in the early days, talk about it being done in post, but it wasn't ever what Cynthia wanted. And luckily we found it, so we never had to go to that place with it.
How were the touch-ups throughout the day?
Very short, because they had to be, but also that they didn't ruin Paul's costumes was very important, that they didn't transfer to all these beautiful fine fabrics that Paul had used. And it ticked all those boxes.
And Glinda's makeup was so subtle, which was really stunning. I found it was very natural. There wasn't big lashes or big eyeshadow. What was the reasoning behind that?
to keep it very classical and timeless, really. I mean, my inspiration in the early days, I mean, other than obviously Paul's amazing costumes and the sets, was the Princess Kelly was very popular when I was younger, and she was much older, but she had a quality that was so timeless. But also on Ari was to use opalescence, iridescence, you know, to keep it reflective. So when they were together, you ended up, the light still worked very well on both of them, but also to keep in line with the beautiful costumes that Paul designed, you know, so that that quality rose up through her face and her arms and shoulders, because they were always bare.
Yeah.
Well, 90% of the time.